Hey guys, here is a quick video about funneling. Funneling is the most basic and, in my opinion, the most important technique in the game. How many times you have seen an attack ruin because troops or heroes went sideways instead of, going inside the base? Sometimes they will completely ignore a wall you open and, just go hit some barrack or something. It can really spoil some attacks that would have gone a lot better if uh, if your troops or heroes have gone inside the base. It is even more important in attacks like Goho, where you're using a small kill squad, and if half of your kill squad goes sideways, it's not gonna go well. So what is funneling? Basically, it is making your troops go where you want them to go. This, in a sense, is what funneling is. Okay, so I've chosen this base as an example because it has a lot of trash buildings. These outside buildings all around the base, outside the walls. Um, I attacked this base a couple of wars ago, so I can show you my attack as well. So basically, first of all, you when you're planning the attack, you will pick up an entry point where you want to enter the base. In this case, I want to enter the base around here, this wall. Okay, and basically I was quaking this compartment with the clan castle and the expo, and then coming from the corner, getting an access to a big part of the base. So I want my troops to go inside to where the cannon is, then towards the expo and all. But there are a lot of buildings on the outside. So first thing you have to do is remove buildings on each side of your entry point. So you're basically trying to remove this section here, you know, and this section here. So these two blocks you want to remove. Okay, but very important thing is that you keep some buildings intact in the center where you want to enter the base. So in this case, I want to keep these storages intact. I don't want my wizards to take these storages out, because then it just opens up possibilities for my wags to go, say, here, or you know this way if these buildings are intact. So to create a proper funnel, you will remove buildings on each side but leave the buildings on the center intact. This creates your funnel. If you can see, pretty bad drawing of a funnel, a literal funnel. So let's see how I'm doing it in the replay. Oh, I'm gonna speed this up a little. First I'm gonna quake it, plain and simple. Open up the base. Okay, so here I drop one golem, followed up by two wizards, just two, no more. Here another golem, two wizards. See, with the golems I'm distracting all the defenses in this line. Okay, they're not gonna shoot at my wizards. Then with these two wizards I'm gonna take out these buildings. With these two wizards I'm gonna take out, actually this wizard is a bit, it should have been more towards here and here, and it's okay. So these two wizards are gonna take out this side. Notice I have no wizards deployed around here, and this is where a lot of people make mistakes. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people from big clans are using a whole lot of wizards to take out everything. It works if you have a really wide funnel, it's cool, but you are investing too many wizards, and many times they will just die after the funnel. So it's better to only use a few and create a simple funnel. Here I'm using 4, sometimes I will need to use 6, many times I can work with only 2, one on each side, depends on the base, but don't use more than 6 in any case, that's not recommended. Okay, so 4 wizards, they are doing their thing. Let me wait. Okay, so now I send in wall breakers while everything is distracted by golems. Open up the wall, and my funnel is basically made. I mean, I still have these barrack and dark elixir drill intact, but it's okay. This is where having some buildings in the center is important, because if I had removed these structures and here my wizard got distracted by the hound, so in that scenario Vax could have gone here, but because they had something close to them to target, here first they target this spell factory, then the next closest thing is, you know, around here, then they will go here, right there between these two exhaust storages, and that is the anchor point I talked about in the beginning. And once they are here, the closest thing to them is this cannon, and then they will move inside. There's nowhere else for them to go. Even if my wall breakers failed, this wall did not break open, most probably these valves would go ahead and break open this wall. You know, in this space this could have been tricky because, you know, these buildings I could not take them out, but I knew that it won't be needed. So here, this is a bit annoying. Okay, so see right here, all my vacs go to the anchor point I talked about, and once they are there, notice the closest structures to them are inside the base. There's nothing outside that is close enough for them, so they will all, each and every one of them are going to move inside. That is it. That is all the funneling is. So pick up an entry point for your attack, then in case of, you know, most popular attacks like Goho, Golaloon, or even attacks like these where you use 2 golems and then follow it with Vax, you will put both your golems on each side of your entry point, follow them up with a couple wizards behind them, let them take out some structures on each side while keeping a few structures in the middle close to your entry point intact. And when you send your main army or your heroes or Valkyries or whatever you're using in that attack, they will target those buildings and then they will move inward. So say in this space, if I wanted to enter it differently, say if I wanted to come from here instead of coming from the side, so what I would need to do is I would need to remove this and remove this. Actually, because of these storages here which have very high hit points, it will be a bit tougher. It will take a lot more work from wizards to take out these structures. It was one of the reasons why I chose that side to enter and not this. simply because I did not want to spend too much time on the storages. So this is the technique you have to remember. Remove the sides, keep the center. That is it. I hope it helps. If you have any questions, hit me up, and I'll try to do another video on funneling for Town Hall 10s and 11s against those ring bases. um, the common, those are very common, and it's a bit tricky to create a funnel in them because there is nothing on the outside, everything is inside the wall, so you have to remove structures inside the wall. Okay, so this is it. Until next time,